Okay, so since I came to the US, even before I came, a lot of people have been asking me, how did I get my US visa? How did I get my US visa? For me, I see it like uh, it kind of easy. It was easy because I can see that it was just a blessing, right? It was a blessing because uh, nobody gets US visa that quick, and especially from my country, Nigeria. How did you get US visa? And it was my first try, like my first major visa try, like, and I got it all of a sudden. And people keep asking me, how did you do it? Was there a special thing you did that got you the visa? No, there was no special thing I did. Just every normal procedure that everyone who is applying for a US visa follow through, and that is what I did. So the thing is, uh, if I had to explain, I'm making a separate video where I'm going to be explaining how I got my US visa. But let me just say this: the US visa, getting a US visa is just like every other way of getting a visa, right? When I say just like every other way, you file in the application, get all the required document that is needed. Uh, you get your appointment date, you go for your appointment date, and the visa officer is going to ask you a couple of questions, what you need to, you know, you're going to be answering. So just like that, and just be confident in yourself. And one thing I realize is that the visa officer is going to ask you questions based on your applications, based on your application. Now, if your answers are different from what is inside your applications, it kind of gives a red flag, right? And this is what I think it's all about. And the visa officer, the first 1 minute will determine if the visa officer is going to give you, is going to issue you a US visa or not. And that is what happened. Because I remember when I was there, within 30 seconds, most people that were there that I experienced on the first, like that I was seeing, because it's an open interview, right? Like you see a lot, you see the counter is open, and people walk towards the visa officer and he's asking them questions, and there is a speaker where everyone listens to whatever that is going on, and they keep rejecting people. You're like, oh my god. And you are just sitting down there waiting for your turn, and you don't know if you're going to be accepted or not. But again, you just have to be positive. This is you. It is you. It's not all about those people that they are rejecting, right? So that was what actually happened to me. So I'm going to be giving a full details of how I got my visa, and you're going to be following that process as well. And if you are able to do that, I'm very, very sure you also will get your US visa. By the way, a US visa is a B1, B2 visa, which is referred to as multiple entry visa, and it's going to last for 5 years. 5 years, yeah, you hear that? It's 5 years till 2029. Okay, the month of July 2029, right? So hopefully you can start with that. So I'm going to be visiting US like the way I visit my home country, at least twice a year, twice a year, if possible, even more than twice a year. Yeah. Wow. And from that, who knows, I might decide to move here finally. That is, if I meet visa requirement. Okay. So that's just it. Try as much as possible not to break any rules while I visit the place. All right. So that's just it. Now, so in order to do that, how do you go about your visa application? Number one, when you file your application, put in all the required details and the information that are required inside. Okay. The next thing that you are going to do when you get there, ensure that you have every of your documents ready, such as probably your salary certificate, or if you have a business, you have the business certificate or whatsoever. Yeah. You have all of those things in place. And thereafter, wow, look at these two big dogs. You know. Oh, hello. Hi. You know, you have all your certificates. They are intact, like your business certificate, your income, whatsoever, your salary certificate, everything, you have them, right? Most importantly, your place of stay. If you are going for multiple entry visa, I would advise you, like if you are going for a visit, I would advise you to get your hotel booking, because you trying to say, I have somebody who's you're going to be living with. What about if the person disappoints you? The visa officer, they are kind of, I think, in my own opinion, they think this way. What about this person disappoints you? What is your second choice? What is your second option? So first of all, my one and only option that I will go for is me myself. I'm sponsoring my trip, so I'm going to get a hotel booking, get a return ticket. Okay, so all of these things. However, if you are going for the interview, you do not need to book a return ticket. Like, you do not need to book a ticket first, because you don't know if you're going to be offered issued the visa or not, right? But again, by the time you present your salary certificate, it will show that you should be able to afford a hotel. It will show that you'll be able to afford a flight ticket back and forth and take care of yourself. So basically, this is it. And your presentation, how you appear in front of the visa officer, what you are saying, the confidence, you know, that is it. And another thing is that whatever that you are saying is, you know, it doesn't have to contradict what is inside your application, because he is looking at your applications and he's asking you a question based on your application. And another thing people have asked me, what did they ask you? What did they ask you? What did they ask you? What are the questions? The questions are pretty generic, but again, it also depends on what you file in, because it's going to ask you about your work history, where you worked before, what have you been doing, you have a business, what's your business, and all of those things, you know. So basically, this is how it goes, right? I wish you all the best. I'm going to be having a detailed video and explain to you how you're going to be doing that. See you. Take care.